Alright, welcome everyone, we're Semblance of Sanity, I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Mushoku Tensei, Season 1, Episode 18. Last episode was so good.
Last episode was perfect. We had the reuniting and reconciliation, even more so.
Fresh start.
Rudy and his father. And yeah, fresh start. Possibly heading in a new direction. Most likely heading in a new direction.
Right.
Or maybe with more direction, just specifically. But
And
we'll see.
Theoretically, also potentially separate directions, depending on how they want to do this.
I think it's most likely going to be separate directions.
I think so.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. It's more just the thing of where will they end up doubling up on areas that they've been to before, respectively. We'll see, because I don't think it's really necessary that we give a lot of focus on Paul now. But we do need to see, basically, the plan for Rudius and co. And where they'll be headed. And I'm really excited because it feels like we've now gone through a big chapter milestone of the story with regards to Rudius's emotional journey.
For sure.
So now let's get back into the world, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Sees a rabbit.
Leaps off the horse. Peacock's blade, huh?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Just a friendly bout?
Yeah.
Because I should test my skills? Ugh.
Okay. It is indeed.
And then, of course, you know, Rudy has healed him.
Right.
Know.
Yep. Hey, you know.
Hey, your reputation is going in many, many positive directions.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still haven't gotten over that one. Yep.
Sorry, Eris. I'm in the same boat.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine.
Nope, no idea. Oh.
All right.
Ooh, cool.
Okay.
Thinking of food. Yeah, how can you do this? Elaine's fine.
Yeah.
Elaine's okay. Well, about that.
Yeah.
About that. Oh, in fact.
Oh.
Dang. As you see, this
fella.
horse guy, yeah. Ah. A lot more mature? Hmm. She's like, I remember my Chuni phase.
Yeah. Back when I was merely 42.
Yeah.
Public service. But I tell you, there was this kid I went after and it didn't go well.
Yeah. Ah, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Whoa.
Oh. That is not how I expected that to go.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. So is this just going to be some Roxy focus as she goes
maybe.
home?
I mean,
First
I'd
time in
love
a
that.
while? Yeah, the meager
she's already here.
blue demon race that blue-haired demon race that has telepathy. So,
Yeah, I guess we didn't make that connection that we've never seen her do that.
or maybe we just assumed she had it and she just never.
Bothered.
But she freaked out about Dead End.
Yeah. Because they normally just speak telepathically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh yeah, that'd be like not knowing your people's native language, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm. Shit.
Okay.
And of course, they're happily playing. You're not going to hear any of them talking.
Nope.
Wow. Cool little flashback here. Oh. Oh. Because to do a spell, you have to speak it.
Right.
Oh. Yep. And they're trying to tell her thank you. Does she have to, like, pretend like she can understand, or...
Right, I think
They just not
they're now
respond.
cluing in that.
Whoa, this is so
Wow.
creative.
Yeah.
Oh.
Me personally, as Jacob, I love anytime stories do nonverbal like communication. You know, with like body language and things like that. This is a whole other way to do it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, being expected to be able to do, like, wordless spells would be a form of, like... Yeah.
And they're really trying to connect with her, but she feels alienated, even though these are two of the people that understand her situation.
And thus don't need to speak that much, but then she can tell that they could be having conversations.
potentially about her right in front of her.
Yeah, and she wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Long-lived people.
Right.
Can't telepathically express emotion. All her childhood stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they also need to learn how to speak
Yeah.
in order to teach her.
Because telepathy can just be images, you know?
Sure, yeah. They would have probably their own... Yeah. And they don't, like...
They just have no grid for it.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Right, because they probably feel like they're to blame, you know?
Yeah.
These people. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, what's that? Oh. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, get in there. Get in there, Dad. Get in there, yeah. Yep. Yep. Communicating feelings.
Wait. Was she starting to pick up on it a little?
Maybe. Felt like an entirely different effect, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So now she's gonna go back around this way.
Yep.
Wow, what's not being said here?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we need to be mind readers to understand?
Telepathy.
Doesn't take telepathy.
Nope.
Wow.
That was great. Wait, that all happened before. Is this the same event or just?
No, this is just another thing. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Ah. Cool.
All right.
Let's be thorough.
Cool.
Okay.
That was really sweet.
That was really sweet. Yeah.
All right.
What the heck? A little Roxy focused episode?
Yeah, it's just
okay. Mushoku Tensei giving us a little Roxy episode.
Show. Yeah, like
that was really sweet.
It's very sweet. And the thing is, like, okay, getting a Roxy episode in general, yes, awesome, wonderful, right?
Right.
The thing that kind of blows me away about this is that once again, the show has given me something that I didn't know how well it could fit, right?
Yeah.
And then we get it, and it is wonderful, right?
Right.
And like the whole thing of like the telepathy and stuff like that, we didn't necessarily know that that was a conflict. We didn't even really know that like she had run away from home, I don't think. It was just that she wasn't at home because, okay, she's, 44 or 42 or whatever.
Traveling the world.
Traveling the world.
A young
right?
adventurer trying to make her way in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, we didn't assume that she didn't have telepathy. It was more of a thing of like, oh, if she had it, then, it probably might have been the reasons why she, like, didn't necessarily, I don't know. Like, there could have been some reasons.
Yeah, there could have been all kinds of reasons, right? But, like, her parents were talking with Rudy, so, like, that seemed fairly normal, yeah? So it's like, okay, yeah, it's not strange for the Meagurds to still use actual conversation, even if they do have telepathy. Like,
And it seems to be also the limited kind of telepathy where it's you can speak to other people with it, but you're not reading someone else's mind necessarily.
Right, like you're not some like Professor X or something like that, right? It very much felt like just one of those things of like, oh, world building, fun thing. This specific race of the demons, they have telepathy. Cool, that's fun. But then this is like, no. World building sense. If you actually had a culture of people that all had telepathy, yeah, no one would ever talk.
They would get very insular because there wouldn't really feel like there would be much to be gained from interacting with other peoples because they would literally communicate on a different wavelength.
Right.
So,
and I love that when it came to the people of the village, it wasn't even a point of conflict of like, would they communicate with Roxy?
Sure.
They don't know how. None of them would have been taught how to speak probably growing up because it's assumed that they'll stay in the village, right?
Right.
You know, and they're not going to learn some foreign language, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the only reason that her parents know is because they had to teach themselves in order to teach her, which is just like, holy shit, that paints such a picture of a story of what raising her must have been like, because they have to first discover that she can't communicate with them in this way, find out a way that she could communicate with them, teach themselves that so that then they can teach her that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Like,
that's crazy.
Yep.
That's really cool. I love personally that this is a thing that's all kind of underneath the surface. Like, we don't need to know the details of anything more than she went to the place with the Stonehenge kind of rocks at times, and the kids didn't speak to her.
Right.
That's really all we needed to see, just to see that connection to the place where she made the little carvings before, which were probably her imaginary friends. Yeah. But the idea that emotion, the idea of communicating without words, things that are auditorily, visually, expressed in that regard, can go beyond the telepathic and the verbal.
We even had a kind of a reference to that with Rudy at the beginning when Rudyard is like, hey, don't speak of your father in such a way. And he's like, no, that's the kind of relationship we have.
Right.
We have a level of communication that goes beyond just the usual words. Right.
The words aren't literally being taken in this way.
Right.
There's more nuance and interpretation to things here, which is fun because that's kind of the theme of this whole show with regards to the conflict.
Sure.
Things are nuanced. Things are messy.
Right.
Things are not always so simple as...
Learning to understand and...
Yep. Yeah, it's perfect. So now Roxy is a fantastic parallel to Rudius's situation and having to resolve things with her family,
and this is kind of her own fresh start now.
Really tough communication things growing up, and
it's like, because one of the things that I really like how this handled it is that you can have plenty of drama in a family situation while still having the family members be like decent people, right?
Sure.
Like the situation with Paul, that's a very extreme case and things like that, but Paul also wasn't exactly the best dad, right? Here you can have something where her parents were pretty awesome, right? They they did the absolute best they could, but we got thrown a curveball basically in that our daughter cannot speak probably the only language they knew. And how do they deal with that? And of course, that's going to be something that Roxy will have to deal with for a very long time. And a lot of the ways that she interacted with Rudius in the earlier bits of the show and what we've seen from her makes a ton of sense, because this also addresses one of the potential complications of, wait, if they're a long-lived species, why was she kind of acting like a kid when she's in her 40s?
Right.
Because she hasn't been able to properly develop in some ways, very similar to Rudy.
Oh, I wonder.
Because she wasn't able to actually connect with the people around her.
Sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Yep, and how it starts as something that's an environmental, external circumstance, but then it turns into something that's internal, where she propagates her own problem.
And then suddenly everyone blames and ostracizes the person who's internalized the external stimuli. That then we then go, oh, well, then they must be an outsider.
Right.
It's really cool, because on this essence here, it's much more specifically fantastical.
Yes.
This is something
telepathy.
This is something that's telepathy. But I would say there's a lot of elements of this where you could get into the elements of people who have some kind of a limitation in their physical capacity.
Sure.
Like someone who's deaf, for instance.
Yep, deaf, mute, like either of those. Like, I feel like that works very well as a real world
comparison.
Not just not just a parallel, but like
it's very similar.
It's very similar, right?
Yeah.
And you would absolutely have issues like this. And the idea that then her parents the thing that sets her off and is like, nope, I'm going to go and I'm not going to come back, is them talking to each other in their native language, because it's just that reminder of her, to her, that basically I am a burden to them, right? I cannot connect with them in this way.
Right.
You know, like for them, it's probably something where even the fact that they're able to still speak well when she's been gone for who knows how long,
Right.
they probably had to brush up on their like speaking capabilities while she was gone, in the hopes that maybe when she came back they wouldn't have to relearn everything. Like, can you imagine what that would be like for a parent when
3 decades goes by or
3 decades goes
yeah.
by and you're just like, well, if she comes back, we don't know if she'll stay long. We can't run the risk that she comes back, we can't communicate with her. And then it would take, you know, maybe a couple months for us to get back to the point where we can really hold a conversation.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know if we know how long she's been gone, but yeah,
Right.
either way, like you're saying, it would be crazy. It would be crazy difficult. And also, it's something that this show has done a really good job of. It's not putting unrealistic expectations on people to be perfect in this regard. So her parents needing a little bit of a, hey, at least we have this space, you know, where maybe they feel like at times, and this is something that I feel like is a bit too meta maybe, but the idea that parents sometimes need to have that special kind of telepathy so that they can talk about the stresses of dealing with their kids and stuff without burdening the kids. Which is absolutely a realistic thing to do. So the fact that they do this, maybe they don't know exactly how, you know, she kind of perceives that they're speaking telepathically about her. But it's a thing of where they go and they're like, oh, we slipped into that. Whoops, we're sorry. This has just been our...
Oh, yeah, like maybe...
You know,
like
our practice for now a long time since you've been gone.
Since you've been gone, maybe Roxy had told them at some point, hey, can you please not do that around me? Could you go into another room? You know, like...
Yeah, but that was so long ago.
But that was so long ago that they forgot. Or she didn't do that because she's brought up in a culture where people aren't used to needing to figure out how to communicate their feelings as much, maybe.
Right.
Because they can just speak directly into each other's minds, right? They don't have to be burdened down by language, right? So, you know, then when it comes to her learning how to express herself, maybe she doesn't know how to do that as well through not necessarily any fault of her own or her parents, right?
Slowly well up with the tears.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what?
Right.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was really well animated. That was really, really heartfelt. And just the fact that she saw it in the mother first and it was so genuine and eruptive means that she's like, oh, I'm free to do this as well.
Right.
Okay.
And this is a
normal.
communication without words
safe.
that I do understand.
I do understand this, exactly.
Maybe within our family we share our own little telepathy, right?
Yeah.
Like when she woke up and there were like the sparks and the things like that.
It was like blue flame. It kind of reminded me actually of the what's the god, the man god? Kind of reminded me of the man god's realm, actually.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be like going and shifting focus over to Rudius for a little bit.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
But that like there was this part of me that was wondering like, wait, they're not going to do something where all of a sudden she learns telepathy, right? Because that would kind of make it so that the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of unsatisfying.
If they did that, yeah.
Right. But then it's the no. It's a different thing. It's a different thing. But she's not as cut off from, you know, them as maybe she thought she was.
Right.
Right. And because she came back, you know, from the prompting of, you know, someone else, right? Hey, this was able to happen. I love it.
It was good writing.
And it also is coming after the previous episode, right? So it's just
it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we understand Roxy so much more now. We love her even more now. She's a wonderful character before, and now she's a fantastic character. And she's not worried about Rudius. I really liked that because I was thinking we were going to go way more cliche, and then she's going to be like, okay, now we'll go back the other way.
All right, yeah.
But given that it was 2 years ago, she's being logical, and she's like, okay, 2 years, there's no way we're going to catch up to them wherever they are.
If I'm going to be searching for somebody, I might as well search for the people that might actually be in danger.
And also the people that are potentially immediately close by.
Sure.
The idea that the Demon Continent is big, there's a lot that can be explored, and hey, I'm going to see my parents again in the next 50 years.
Right.
Rudius and I can bump into each other any time in that, and it'll still be good.
Yep.
So I'm really excited about that. I also think that'll be a really cool like moment as well, to have it be a much more like, oh my god, it's been 10 years or something, or it's been 20
'cause it's already
years.
been what, like 5 or 6 or 7 or something
been
like that.
quite
It's been a long time.
It's been quite a few.
Yeah.
So the fact that, oh, okay, gotcha. That's where we're at right now. She's going to continue searching for Paul's family.
Yep.
Wonderful. Let's continue with that. And yeah, maybe we go around the other episodes to focus on some characters elsewhere in the world, and that can be a way we can time skip a bit. With Rudius and company to keep their kind of travels going, but we don't need to focus on every step of the journey because it's not always going to be super eventful, for instance.
A lot of the conflicts that they had before that were important to see, like, complications because Rudy is a spurred, and like we're traveling with him, they don't have to deal with that anymore.
They don't deal with that because there's people coming up being like, you're a great spurred.
Yeah.
May I duel you? May we have a wonderful bout?
Bonk. Heal. Here's a model, Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And that continues. I love that was used as a joke, but also as a thing of like, no, that actually is going to have lasting impact.
Watch, that's how they meet back up with Ghislaine. Ghislaine just hears like, oh, did you hear? There's this legendary spurred warrior who's like a solid, upstanding dude, and he's traveling around and stuff. You might be able to duel him. Oh, really? Yeah, no one's been able to
And
beat
next
him.
time we see her hair is literally touching the ground,
Yep. Her muscles are even bigger, Yeah.
Just randomly runs on all fours right past them, and they're just like, meep, meep,
Yeah. And Rudy's is like, wait, I recognize that very chiseled ass.
He's like, I smell raw muscle. What?
Yeah, right.
What was that?
Oh, man.
And then Eris is the one like, can we have a bout? Like,
Ghislaine, let me show you what I've learned.
And then Gileine's just like, ho, you're approaching me.
And then her and Ruijerd are like the proud parents that are like,
oh, that would be really
Our daughter has grown up so much. I ship them now.
And then they have any problems at all, and then Ruijerd's like, she's your daughter. And just walks away. And then he's like, well, fuck you. Like, you're not getting any for the next 2 weeks.
You. My room.
10 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey, Ruijerd's got to start another family sometime.
Oh my god,
it's the way that he can, finally move on. It's that.
That's how you know we're invested in the world. We're making degenerate ships that just like have no chance of happening.
What about this is degenerate, my good sir?
The fact that the Earth would crack from the force of their.
I see this as an absolute win.
All right, well, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all of this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.